Hopefully you'll excuse the fan there. My lighting's getting really hot. Okay, take three. Sorry, I was starting to get off on some rants and then they weren't prevalent, and I'm trying to keep my time under control. I seriously am. So, okay, China. China. Since 1979, they've had a one child per family or urban family rule, which might seem discriminatory, but again, you have to realize that China is a mirror. We call them savages. We dare to call them barbarians because they actually have recently instituted forced abortion if you break this law. And I agree that the one-child law, if we are going to go to a system like that, although I would agree a two-child maximum, then cut off family members because of part of what this article says, though I haven't done my cross research yet, but you better believe I will. We call them savages because they have dared to make the choices that we are unwilling to make. Not that I'm saying we need something like what China's doing now. I am saying, though, China is a mirror to ourselves and to the world. We act as if we can keep breeding the way that we're breeding, that we have infinite resources, that we can eat and mate, or eat and screw and do everything that we want to do all day long, and that there's no consequences whatsoever. When a lot of this could be fixed, it could be fixed in two steps. One, just leave abortion where it's at. I don't care if you think that it's murder. You don't. Most of you who are the most staunchest of pro-life are also pro-death penalty. You are not a pro-lifer. You do not care about the life, especially of the male children once they are born, because you don't care what happens to them. You just want them born. You want to force parenthood on people, no matter how qualified or ill-equipped they are, to actually care for children because sex without procreation is immoral. And just stop. Just stop. Substantiate what you say with something more than societal or mob morality. Maybe we have some talking points. But just simply declaring it immoral and walking away does not argue against the talking points of sex and society. And two, contraceptives. You don't like abortions? Allow for contraception. That way, the need for an abortion isn't there. Remove the contraception shaming or the slut shaming that goes along with contraceptives. Never mind that Jane down the lane is not sexually active, but she needs the hormones in the contraceptives to regulate her period. But no, in some places in this country, even the pharmacist will slut shame this woman because she needs her contraceptives to regulate her body. Because she can't be having sex unless she's married, and even then she can't be having copious amounts of sex because you've just got to be doing it every now and again for procreation, if that. Outside of that, you do it and you're immoral. But I digress. Oh, no, I forgot. Silly Octavius. Contraception is pre-murder of pre-life because that's how that works. You can kill something before it has organs, bones, a heartbeat, a skeletal structure, musculature, a consciousness, a heartbeat. Yeah, you can kill something before it has all of that because that makes sense, because that's life. Just like eggs are life. An egg is a chicken. A full-grown chicken worthy of all of the rights that a full-grown chicken has in terms of animal rights as they stand. We get on China because they have the balls. They have the rationale to make the choices that we don't want to make, but that we are going to force on our children's children. Hate all you like, but that's what we do. When we don't like the mirror, we ad hominem attack it. acting as if that's an actual argument against what China is doing. When we don't like the mirror, we try to argue from authority or any other logical fallacy that we can find so that we don't have to face up to the actual problems, the actual ugliness that's being reflected right back in our faces. And then we want to act as if we are logical, rational adults, treating this in an adult fashion instead of what we actually are, which are adult children who are scared of our own shadows and don't want to have to deal with the hard realities of life. I'm sorry. Life, the universe, and everything is beautiful. It is meaningful in the long run. It is, but that beauty, that intrigue, all those little things that we hold so dear come with a price. Life isn't always fun. Life isn't always fair. But the more that we push past the buck and push on our problems to the next generation, the bigger they build. And then we wonder why we're at the place with which we are at now. I dare say I don't condemn China for their birthing laws that they have. I actually applaud them for having the balls to apply a law that we're too afraid to even speak out loud about, despite the mounting numbers and the mounting problems and the fact that our system cannot monitor everyone enough to be able to stop people before they become a problem. And in fact, no, we're so afraid of our own shadow that we're afraid to institute child monitoring programs in terms of things like DNA sequencing and brain scans of most of our children right now. And then instituting a program that's not discriminatory, but does go into giving these kids the kind of life lessons, the kind of therapies, the kind of things that they need in their life to become a well-adjusted, productive member of society. No, we want to blame everything but the actual problem. We want to fix these non-problems and then pretend that we've actually done something. Can you see why I don't blame China for their policies as it is? The problem I might have is that it's on urban families only, and I would say that we make it widespread, but as I said, make it a maximum of 2 kids at the very most and leave it at that. But we don't activate it retroactively because that would be us being savages and stupid and not making the right choice for the right decisions. But this is the intro to an article that is entitled China's One-Child Rule May Mean Timid Adults. But understand that that comes with the word may. That does not come with a positive assertion. More data, I agree, needs to be tallied in this, as well as I've got some cross research to do, but that'll have to wait for another series and another time. So let's get into the meat of the article in the next video.